When last we left our heroes of Ravnica, the hand of the Guild Pact, you all had spent your well-deserved times of rest within the 10th district. Some of you sought out the more needy and helpless, those who had lost most of their belongings and life. Some of you set out to find your families and make connections once more. Some of you made a journey inward, finding strength in yourself, perhaps through the guidance from another. After splitting up and going your separate ways, finding yourselves once more, you all reconvened, spoke about your plans ahead, and I believe came to the consensus that you needed to deal with a certain problem by the name of Clint.
That bitch.
After deciding that that would be your next course of action, you all were told by Snack that you had been offered an audience with the guild master of the Azorius Senate and started to make your way towards New Prague. You came in, offered the sigil that was given to Snack as a token of this audience, and were raised on a dais of light high above the Ravnican streets, about 700 feet in total, until you met face to face with this individual, one by the name of Isperia. She started off the conversation by saying how fraught with chaos and destruction the whole of Ravnica had been as of late, and wanted to get your take on how each of you as individuals saw this situation that literally everyone is in. Abraham and Victor were giving their perspectives on it when she started to turn to the rest of you. And from there, I would like to ask, is anyone keen on sharing your opinion?
All right, I'm extremely distracted right now,
I
but I am listening. I'm listening.
I figured you would be last, if anything.
What's the opinion about what?
Just your opinion on how the world is at the moment. Like, there's a lot happening. I mean, she's just asking basically almost on your life outlook at the moment of how it feels to live in these times.
Well, if I may, it doesn't feel great, if I'm gonna be honest. However, I think there is a light that deep down everybody does have. But overall, the overall vibe, if you will, is pretty grim. There's a lot of destruction in our world right now. And, I know that we are trying to do everything we can to help stop that destruction, but it is still prevailing. But there still is good in this world. And there still is hope. And people will still love each other. But it's what we have to do to support that love. That's where the hope comes from in this world. I spent some time with in a soup kitchen recently. Just, I made some mushroom soup. That is something that I have become very proud of, is my own mushroom soup. And I helped rejuvenate some people that, just had nothing. They literally had nothing. And it was like two sisters. They lost their entire family. But the one thing they had was hope. And that's about all we do have right now. And it sucks. It sucks a lot. But yeah.
Like has, for most of your accounts, like she's been giving reactions and responses to all that you and Abraham have had to say so far. But her expression is calculated, and you never see her smile. I mean, a proper word for it would be cold. Like you don't see very much at all in any way. Like her face is just very neutral, not angry, not sad, not happy, not calm. Well, calm, very calm, but
just like stoic.
Very stoic. Like, okay. You have never seen a person more stoic than this creature.
Got it. Yeah.
You just gave me Samwise Gamgee vibes.
Oh.
When you were like, "There's some good in this world," and it brought me right to my favorite monologue.
I mean, I saw the meme.
Like,
oh. But Isperia.
Gotta have that Lord of the Rings reference almost immediately. Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I didn't even mean to put it in there. Unintentional.
Isperia would then look across your group. Are there any other perspectives or viewpoints? If not, we can lead in to the true purpose of why you are here.
I have something to say.
You already said your shit.
It's been a couple of months. Or at least it feels like it's been a couple of months.
I can listen once more. I have quite the bit of time. But I will assure you that Ravnica does not.
The way I see it, things are out of balance, and they have been for a long time, even if we weren't aware. The return of the dragons has pushed that to an extreme. But ultimately, it was never going to be right. Niv Mizzet's insistence on being the only draconic power is what set us on this path. And while things are dim, and sometimes feel hopeless, so long as we breathe, kind of like looking across the group, I have faith that hope does too.
She does not give a response to this, but does look gives you a nod, and then would look across the rest of the group. If there are any opinions or outlooks on the situation that are different from the two that have already been spoken, please speak now, or I can give you a moment. Either way.
I think they covered it for me.
The longer we stand here and talk about things, the more time is wasted.
Well then. First I want to check something for the Azorian Senate.
Would just nod when Ishmael said that.
Awesome. All right.
Like, yep.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah. Go ahead.
And I have a note at the bottom of my page. I have no idea why I wrote this, but I said Ardor needs to make an Arcana check. So is that something that you know about? Why would I write that?
Okay, so write it one more. Say it one more time. I was reading something else as you were.
Already did.
Oh
I
no,
believe.
that's okay. Did you already make the Arcana check? Oh, okay. Because I wrote at the bottom.
Oh
There's
yes,
already
yes.
two
An
Arcana
Arcana
just
check
a
was
little ways up.
made
Did he already do
by
Followed
Ardor
by, yeah.
and by Taken. Because
Okay.
while you guys have been doing all of your shenanigans, they have been back trying to figure out how to resurrect the metallic dragons.
Okay.
So that's what that Arcana check was for. And
Okay,
yes,
I
we
will
will be
mark that
getting
out.
to that most likely in this session. We'll just
Oh.
see how it pans out. But with that being said, I don't know what that was, but it was nice. Whatever it was. Yep.
Yeah. well,
Uh,
It's my fire door. Sorry.
by the way, just to let you all know, I have finally tied all of your tokens to your character sheets. So if at any point you want to go grab yourself and put yourself into a scene, you can. And that's probably the practice we will do from now on, because I am done with copying all of your tokens and bringing them into a space.
How does one do that from?
So,
yeah.
so go
I'll need a
to
lesson.
your journal.
Whoa. Yeah.
Go to characters, it should be, and then find yourself, and you can even do it right now if you want to. Drag yourself into the scene.
Oh, hell yeah.
First,
I-
you gotta actually launch the Ravnica game.
Right. So there were a few numbers that I did not know what were tied to, so I did not tie them to anything. If you guys want them to be tied to a specific thing, there's a place in your character sheet where it says resources, which are just like class resources, and then you can add more as you go. But if you do add those, just let me know and I can get those tied in so that you can track them on your token as well as on your character sheet.
Oh, for like our health and stuff.
Yeah, or for your health, for your bardic inspiration, for whatever you want those slots to be.
Lay
You've only got
on
3 of them for
hands.
your token, so, let me know and we'll go from there.
Luck.
My 3 are health, key, and acid spit, a thing I rarely use.
Yeah, Steven, for you, I saw the 4-1-4-2, and I was like, I'm not gonna, no. Like, I kept the number there. I was just
How
like,
many spells I got, bro? Come on.
I don't, yeah, well, good for you. I didn't know what that was.
Oh, I see it now. I was like, what are you talking about? 4-1?
Yeah.
I see it now.
No, it's right there. And technically slash.
How
is the
many
correct
spites can I do?
word. Got it. All right. Well, yeah, there's no real meter way to check that, and I can't really help you with that. But you can keep track of it. So, with that, Isperia would, this entire time she's just been kind of resting on top of the foremost tower with her paws, yeah, there you go, with her paws hanging off the side. Very cat-like in the manner in which she relaxes. She then stretches out, sliding her front paws down and stepping onto the dais that you all are already on. And stepping forward to you. You all have been through trials and tribulation. Of that I am very aware. For what I could, I was keeping an eye on all of you, which, to be frank, I believe the whole of the guild masters are doing. As soon as you accepted your station as the hand of the guild pact, any of the guild masters worth their salt were keeping some form of eye on you. There are certain things I can offer. Most of which is knowledge. Knowledge on what the future holds. Knowledge on something in the far predated histories. If there is anything that you are looking for in particular, I may be able to share it, or I may be able to give you insight around it.
Now we have to sit here and talk about our 3 wishes again for another couple days.
Well, I'm not
necessarily.
offering
I mean,
you a
we
wish.
could just ask questions, yes?
You can ask questions,
Is there unlimited questions?
but the form that I am giving you now, I will be using some of my, for lack of a better term, divine power to ascertain. You will not get as in-depth of knowledge as what your first question may be. If I have knowledge of any other answers I can give you, I will do so.
Is Ishmael still old as fuck?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh yeah, we've got like a couple
Could
more
ask
months.
how to reverse that.
That's true.
No, nobody cares. We should probably talk about like where the fuck is Ezra's dad. Sounds more important.
Don't call him my dad. He's my stepfather.
I forget his name, so
His name is Clint.
Take that. Clint. I was gonna go with Frank.
Well, I mean, we know that Clint operates within the 10th district. I'm pretty sure that he could be more easily found than the likes of the Crow or even, I mean, we have some idea of where Creed is, but...
Question, Tori.
Narrow
Yes.
it down.
Would I have any insight on where Clint potentially would be?
So, as him being a token of trauma for you, I would say you have tried to keep your mind off of him and away from his practice as much as possible.
Fair. I just figured it was worth asking if
Yes.
I might have.
Um, Now that you have a little bit more of a solid standing and less of, well, understanding from most of your party, whether they wanted it or not, and a better understanding and insight into yourself, I would say you could start that process now, and there's probably people you could go and talk to that you can think of. Even right now, like you are thinking, oh, like what would I want to ask about? And your brain starts to like recall names of the people who your stepfather kept in close contact. So you're guessing if you really wanted to, you could go look for him. If you wanted to expedite the process, you could do so. What the knowledge she is offering will hasten any action that you are looking for. So as long as you pick one of them, it will hasten or empower the objective that you are attempting to go towards.
Okay. I also have another a little off topic question.
Okay. Before that, she will say one thing. As a suggestion, you are facing something that you know what it is, but you know not who it is. You know the basics and the bare minimum of what Tasmere is capable of, but you do not know her story. I could offer that as well. And now, Emma, you can certainly ask your question.
I'm still carrying around like 650 platinum. Can we say on that time we had a little down, I went to the bank and deposited it?
So here's
No, we need our money.
I'm totally fine with you doing that, but one thing that you can do before going straight back out into adventure is you guys can go on a supply run if you would like to.
It's just like 600
Shopping.
650 platinum seems like a lot.
It is.
That is a lot.
It is.
I'll take it.
Luckily, anybody who would be trying to mug you, you could probably apprehend them quite quickly.
I just wasn't sure if Ezra could carry that much coin. Is more also
in like your bag, yes. It's heavy, but yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to ask that because I was like scrolling past. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's right. I have so much money.
Yeah, no. If you had like 1,000 pieces in your pack, then we would probably start giving you like, yeah, you probably can't move any more than half speed at the moment. Like,
Don't you have a portable hole?
there
It's
is that.
filled with bones.
That is correct.
I think about that every once in a while, and I'm terrified to drop it off anywhere. Like, I don't want a necromancer to get this, so I'm just gonna carry it around.
All right. So back to the topic at hand.
Dragons. Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Information. Sounds fun.
First question: is Angela ready with pen and paper?
I am.
All
One-
right, good to
Resident
know.
note taker.
And
I was playing with my cat, but I will put down the lure.
I'm just like, before we do this lore dump, let's get the note taker prepared.
And talk slowly. It does help that Torn records these, and then
it
usually
does
gives
a
them to
ton.
us.
For me, because I haven't given them to
Usually
you
gives-
yet.
Yes, you haven't. Yes, that's why I said usually. he used to
Rude.
Give them. Then he quit. He was.
I did because I noticed that I couldn't keep on just putting them in my Google Drive.
It was a
Um,
a size thing.
Yeah, and so now I need to put
Okay.
them into a
Ah.
YouTube sphere, but
Yeah.
that's kind of
Yeah, 'cause
it's
then
really
you can access
asinine,
them.
and I don't like it.
Wait, why?
To have an unleaked video?
Well, not that, just uploading it in general, because they won't let you upload which I guess makes sense. They won't let you upload a ton of videos at once. It's only I think 10 of them, and then it takes forever to do it too.
It takes
so
a while, yeah.
yeah,
I've uploaded things to YouTube before. It's not quick.
no, it's kind of stupid. So
It's the kind of thing that you do across the course of a couple of days, but you don't it's not your main focus. You kind of stop
Right.
by at your computer every now and then to be
Exactly.
upload the next one.
which I just need
And does,
to remember
it
that.
doesn't matter
step.
how long they are, or it does matter how long they are.
I
it
mean, it
definitely
does.
matters.
Yeah,
I'm
Well, that's-
uploading
that's why I
like
was-
Yeah.
yeah,
that's why
I'm
I was
uploading
asking.
like 2.5 to 3 hour videos every
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah, I think the
Oh, I
maximum I've
forget
done
there
is
was
like
videos.
6 minutes, and it took a long time for 6
Oh, yeah.
minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon,
Aw.
do you want to come borrow my internet?
I love the offer.
Hey, it's on Drive. If you download it, then you have it, Victor.
Okay,
Ooh.
reel it in.
So-
people.
Yes, exactly.
Reel it
Reel it
in.
in.
I love that Steven and I are of the exact same. Like, I was just pressing to be like, let's bring it back to the topic at hand.
Yes, I
Well,
love
we
it.
haven't been together in so long that this is
True.
like
I love
our
it.
normal thing.
It's been a long
and
month,
I
but-
really love it.
But anyways, all right.
Housekeeping.
So here would be
Yes.
my thought process, right?
Clearing
If
up
we
the
ask
cobweb.
about Tasmare, we're gaining valuable insight, I'd say. And she said that the follow-up questions wouldn't necessarily be as powerful as the previous one.
Correct, because she will be using
Yes.
she will be using some sort of magical / divine power to ascertain that information.
All right, so here's my thought process for priority, right? Tasmare, Crow, then Clint, because we know Clint's at least he lives here. You know, like we can
Right.
find someone in the
Right.
10th district.
Not to
Now,
mention,
Are we going after Crow for Ezra? Or.
For Amandra, I thought.
Well,
right?
I mean, there's
technically,
Ezra, but
it's-
there's also it's
technically,
also
yes.
part
I
of
feel like
my
the
bond.
Creed thing is kind of a problem too, but you know.
I mean, the Creed thing is
Creed
a problem.
thing is tied
Yes,
to Tasmare.
it is.
Yeah, I would
It is. There is that.
Yeah, but
That
we're
being
not going to
said-
get any information if we ask about Tasmare's history, about where Creed is more specifically.
Correct.
I
you won't.
believe I actually agreed to do the Clint job to get information about the Crow.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
that seems right.
Yeah.
So
Because you were talking to a
once we
Demir
handle
contact
Clint,
that you were not
my
familiar
Demir
with.
contact will give us information to help us in our quest for the Crow. Once that loose end is tied up, then we can focus all of our efforts and our highly leveled asses on the Tasmare problem. Because at this point, we've fought a Dracolich, and I think a little time away from dragons might be nice.
If they'll let
It sounds
you.
great.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a good point.
But also, like, Abe promised Ezra that would be the next thing on the list. So he's in her camp. Also, I'm bonded to go beat the shit out of that guy anyways, so
I mean,
it plays
I
to my
don't-
character as well.
from what I remember, well, not what I remember, what I heard recorded, everyone
Thanks
was
for
pretty
clarifying.
down with going and kicking ass with Clint. Like,
Yeah. Well, and Ezra has stated too, like, if you guys choose to come with her or not, like, that's where she's going.
right.
That's her next thing.
To
Yeah,
go
her-
get Crow?
Yes.
Or
To get
go
Amandra.
Clint?
I
Yeah.
thought it was to get him on.
Yeah.
To go
Yes.
get Amandra.
Mhm.
Which is
And then don't forget
Deal
about
with the
Sewell.
Crow
He's-
slash
he's
Raven
He's
deal.
got a vampire person that we need to murder.
Oh yeah, Matt almost got us killed
Wait.
so early on with that vampire.
oh my god.
Yeah,
I
that
forgot
was
about that.
that was such a fucking
And
dicey
then
thing.
we'll go deal with the dragons. Sound cool? So we'll ask
I'm
all
down
of
with
those questions.
Oh.
But yeah, I think insight into Tasmare is very valuable. Then the Raven is also a huge question mark for us, so that would be next. Clint is like, we can find Clint. If the information we get from her isn't that helpful, we can always just ask around. We have contacts.
And then we might as well ask about the vampire too, because you never fucking know what you get.
Yeah, why not? Never know what you're gonna get.
Like a box of chocolates.
What's in
The
the wonder
Azorius
ball?
Senate is like a box of
A
chocolates.
box of chocolates. Yeah.
If the box of chocolates was only full of plain Hershey's bars.
All right, rules lawyer, please present the questions.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's like we're in court.
I suppose because I don't know how to necessarily RP this question.
Okay,
Torin.
before
You
before
sound
we
like you have
RP,
something prepared.
I love yes, I love that you said lawyer, This one of the abilities that this creature can do is literally called Supreme Legal Authority. So that gives you an idea of, like, yes, you are in a place where
It's
being a lawyer
like
is very
We're in
important.
session. Yeah. We're in session.
Ishmael, you're not gonna make me talk to her, are you? She's gonna know how bored I am.
It's not gonna go well if I ask the question, Abraham.
Right.
Okay. Fine. Could you offer us insight into the dragon Tasmere? Her power, her capability, her histories, her just anything. She's a mystery.
As you ask these questions, before you finish, but as you are speaking, you watch as she closes her eyes and opens them with this just white hot blue light. The entire space around you darkens, save for the soft blue glow lighting you from underneath where the light of this dais is coming from. You watch as the sky, which was partially cloudy and blue before, turns instead to a starscape above you. And you see as the stars start to be connected by these lines of light until each constellation that you all know of, being Ravnican born individuals, you notice them light up the night sky. And as the connections finish, she starts to speak in each of your minds. Well, less speaking, and it's more you all seeing visions and flashes of history played out. You see visions of a blue dragon from a fairly young age. She was able to take on the form of other creatures. You see Tasmare's memory of hope and wonder for the world, and the weave of magic at play within all things. Then finding a young red dragon who constantly saw her way of wonder and hope as wrong. Years of clashing with this dragon until his journey finally led to a rebellion against a Death Pact angel who had enslaved an entire nation under her. She then saw him for the caring heart he was. Then the two of them sharing a life together, finding the intricacies of magic and liberating nations together. Then you see Rock Shaladon coming back from one of these liberations, having almost died by the hands of a mage looking to be a new tyrant, someone he had trusted personally. Then the study of the magic towards, and this one is odd to you, towards the reproductive system of dragons, as the two of them, being different species of dragon, couldn't naturally conceive a child together. Then the shift of Rakshaladan's attitude as he saw time and time and time again the rise and fall of tyranny. And a voice rings out into your ears, one that you remember from your time at the Convergence, where you finally saw this dragon. It is lesser than that now because he was not a great worm then. But he speaks. If they want it so badly, I'll give it to them the right way. And you can feel in his... Well, you can feel more in Tasmare's perspective. His overwhelming presence of tyranny after that point. You then watch as they come together to rule over Vesttalon and Sirtol. After striking down another individual, one that had more angelic wings. And there is a memory of that, at least through Tasmare's eyes, of that creature not being entirely wrong in what they claimed, much actually of what it was attempting to offer was not of ill intent whatsoever. But Rakshaladan's anger had already welled to such a degree. After that, they offered wealth and prosperity, bountiful harvests and riches alike unto the people that they lorded over. They eventually found an answer to how to conceive young of their own, but only through experiments on humans and their reproduction, since different races of them could conceive children. But arguments upon arguments started to come about of how best to rule over Vesttalon and Sirtol. Rakshaladan thought her too soft, and she thought him too cruel. You fast forward a little bit, having some of the story taken away. But then you see a little purple wormling flying along with these two massive dragons above the skies of Vesttalon. You then see the moment. It is a morning where the two of them have woken up. Rakshaladan before she. He is standing out on a grandiose balcony overlooking Vesttalon as it was once. And you see this white veil just pushing out in a radiating force of magical power. Rakshaladan notices it quick enough to start to weave a spell, start to weave his magic into a force of protection. But as he does so, you watch as his form shimmers out of existence. She wakes up moments later, finding that the child that they reared together, still lying in bed, is no more. You then see her devoid of the magic she once possessed, devoid of the family she once had, and turned on by the people who she can no longer give prosperity to. And with that, you feel the snap. And with raw emotion, uses the last of her magic to collect the souls of every individual who has scorned her into one singular weapon, a blade that you are familiar with. After which, you see her with the last of her strength as a true dragon once more, finding a ley line and slumbering within it. That is the last of what you see. And you do know that her plan with the ley line was to absorb enough of its power to regain her magic. And you all feel the immense amount of excruciating pain that she had to go through while slumbering within the ley line, reconnecting all nodes of the magic that once held inside her body. That is what you see. And as Asperia finishes her divine will, you watch as she touches down onto the dais. I hope that gave you some form of knowledge that can be used for you. As far as what I saw while journeying with you all through her history, if she truly did spend as much time as she seemed to within the ley line, she has most likely become a reckoning with the magical forces. And that would very much give proof to the fact that she was able. Oh wow, somebody's stomping upstairs. 1 second. But lend credence to the fact that she was able to start to bring back dragons who were wiped from the face of Ravnica. She is a force to be reckoned with. There is no doubt to that. And I doubt she will not be joined at her side by the one she loved, and the one who loved her in the previous life. That is what she finishes with. If you have any other questions.
Wow.
No questions, Your Honor.
I mean, hey,
No,
hey,
no,
take it easy.
Sorry,
no,
sorry,
no,
sorry,
no.
sorry.
Yes, slow.
I'm just memeing.
We do have other questions. First off, I just want to take a moment to say, damn.
Yeah, that was insane.
That's sad. A little tear.
Yeah, there's a fucking reason she's pissed. Like, there is a fucking reason.
She can have the world. I don't even care anymore.
Okay. Well, I mean, if she was in our minds, we felt that pain. Like, Snack would be visibly shaken then. You know, like, we felt what she was going through.
Yeah, no, every
So-
moment that you were shared, you, much like the bout you had at Pandarim's eye, you felt every bit of it. Like, the memory was vivid and powerful.
She is still trying to destroy the plane. Well, essentially wreak havoc upon countless innocents. So,
There's no doubt that she has followed a path that is no longer the one she set out at first. Another thing that should be mentioned is spending that much time close to the very conduit of magical energy within the planes. As much time as she must have slumbered there to regain it, from the situation she was put in, she is most likely gone mad entirely. Whether she has any sliver to try and pull that back, I cannot say.
hey, Torin.
Yes.
We saw the purple wormling, yes?
You saw it in the memory. Yes.
While it's fresh, could I paint a picture of what the purple wormling looked like?
Go ahead and roll me a performance check. The memory was
Painter supplies
vivid.
utilizes my dexterity.
Yes, that is fine. It'll be a performance check based on dexterity, or whatever. Like, if you already have a tool check
I
set
am
up for it,
proficient in it, so
use that.
26.
With the 26, you make a fairly spectacular rendition of it. You can choose what style you want it to be in, whether it's like impressionism or whatever, to best convey, in your thoughts at least, what this dragon meant to you, or what it meant to Tasmare as you followed the history of it.
I think, while keeping it relatively as detailed as I can, while still keeping a certain level of impressionism, because that is much more my style, I would like it to evoke that sense of wanting to foster, you know, like trying to capture the innocence of that wormling,
Yeah.
that child.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna stow that shit.
Beautiful. Yes.
I'm gonna keep that in my
Later.
inventory.
Here's a painting of your dead child.
Oh, yeah.
Hope doesn't make
Hey
sense.
man,
You'd never
you
know.
never know.
You never know.
Forgive us.
Did you guys watch
Painting.
WandaVision? Did y'all watch that?
I did.
Yes, I did also
Did-
think
I-
of that.
I feel like that was resemblance here. Like,
There's a
remember
lot
all,
of
all
parallels.
she was trying? Yeah.
I didn't think
Okay,
about that,
good.
but there's a lot of
There-
parallels.
there is.
Plagiarism.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Retell the story.
Protect the children. I'll do anything, including like rip apart the planet, like
Uh-huh.
to do it. I don't know. It just felt like that was what was.
There's a lot of parallels.
But you didn't think of that.
So I didn't think
Like,
about
it's like-
WandaVision at all.
Right.
I was
Right.
definitely
Did
thinking
it.
more along the lines of,
Simpsons.
Niv Mizzet took out all the dragons. Well, there was a couple that were, powerful enough that, one of them noticed. And he noticed fast enough that he could protect one of his loved ones.
Mhm.
He chose which one to protect. And this is the result.
Yeah.
Man, fuck Niv Mizzet. Like, honestly. I wrote down like Abe's
Language.
different
Yeah, no kidding.
like
It's a family
views
show.
on the different guilds, and my
Yeah.
Izzet League one essentially boils down to I think Niv Mizzet is an irresponsible dick. Like,
I mean,
essentially.
he is literally so. I mean, all of the guild masters are like total the end of the spectrum in what they believe in. So, like, for example, Iceperia is like the paragon of law and order. That is what she believes in. Beyond all. Doesn't matter if it's good, doesn't matter if it's bad. If it's law and order, that is what she believes in. For Niv Mizzet, it is the power of chaotic creation. As well as believing that he should be the only dragon around that is intelligent.
What a class act.
I
So
mean,
anyways, anyways, if you have any additional knowledge to share, there is another being that we know very little of. We mostly know him as the Crow, or sometimes as a Raven. But he has taken from us, well, a friend. And we know not where they went, but having a better idea might be helpful, if that's the kind of insight that you can provide.
does this have to do with the disappearances of individuals throughout the lower districts of the 10th, well, the lower precincts of the 10th district?
Yes.
You do watch, and this is about the only reaction that you've actually seen her do. She does, like, look away from you all for a moment and bring herself back into her memory. She then looks up at all of you. I can only speak of this through my powers of deduction. But there was once... That is an odd parallel. There was once an Zet goblin.
I'm just gonna immediately look to Apple and just be like, they're always stirring up trouble.
They are the epitome of chaos. It is not surprising in that regard. But this goblin, I remember stories of how he could innovate. There were many who found him, although they were doing their best to keep it secret, to be one of the savants of the age. He was looking, at least it seemed, for ways to change one's body. He was not happy with the form he was given. I believe his name was Riggins. But
I was actually aware of that name.
he may be the creature you now know as Crow. And if... Is there any information that you have gathered that I may not
Ezra.
be aware of?
When you found Faelish, was it a goblin?
So there was a big crow, and then the individual you saw looked to be very humanoid. Like it looked as if there was somebody who was. They didn't have like the ears of an elf, but they definitely had the like very sleek and very like beautiful features of one. It reminded you very much of what Amandra looked like.
No, it wasn't a goblin. It was closer to an elf. Like, was it, Torin, was it like Amandra in the sense of like anything robotic to them, or did they look fully human?
I would love if you would give me a history check, please.
That's fair. So long ago now. One of my bad ones.
I mean, still, you rolled a 23 very well. 19 plus 4. With that, you remember. So Amandra had these she was the epitome of what you would want your body to look like if you were human. If you were like, there was no flaws. This individual looked very much the same. The only difference is that they had a scar running down the left side of their face.
Okay, so Scar is at least somewhat human, because robots don't have scars.
Unless something happened that made it so that he could not fully realize it.
True.
From your ability to remember and just connect the dots, you are guessing that the race that that Amandra, that this creature that killed Baelish and took her, and also the person that you all had to deal with, that was, that killed someone that you had recently met through several blasts of cold energy. They all seem to be of the same race, where it's just like the epitome of what you would want a human to be.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Rip that cleric.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
Should have healed.
Yeah. Correct. But
That's what being a cleric is.
Tough.
so here's the thing. Yes, a cleric technically is supposed to be the heal bot of the party, but some people don't want to play a cleric that way. Some people want to, say, ditch the healing and go for some other things.
At least heal yourself.
I mean,
But to be fair, Tommy's second character was a life domain cleric.
Yeah.
oh, I didn't even realize that she was life domain, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
They went
Well,
for damage and they paid for it. but-
well, yeah. And so here's
what are
the
you gonna
thing.
do?
Here's the thing. Like, I get it, because like he made a decision to very quickly swap his character. And I love the like story beat that he gave for that. But when you start off that quickly into a new character, it can be hard to remember to heal yourself. So
That's true.
yeah, I get it. So that's all I'm gonna say. But as we continue forward,
But
yes,
yes. Not goblinoid. More elf-like, similar to Amandra.
Picture it in your mind. The Azorius can always read minds.
Can I picture exactly what happened in my mind? I feel like I'd have a vivid memory of that moment.
Yes, you
I
have
haven't
vivid
met
memory.
an Azorius that won't pry that door open.
She, in fact, because she is a lawful entity, would you give me permission to look inside?
You have my consent.
As you say so, you watch as her eyes flash once again with that very shining blue color. There's not a, entire constellation scape that opens up above you, but you do feel a presence push into your consciousness and follow the threads of your memory. She watches that moment, as well as the thoughts that you can't help but reach back to when Amandra was sitting there, inert on a table, open to all of Baelish's attempts to reconstitute her. As you do so, it would seem that the once goblin has found ways to etch his name into existence. He has made a new race, one that he seems to be able to shift souls into. You do see her contemplate that for a moment, and then quickly go back to her very stoic persona. Even when she was contemplating it, she is an extremely stoic individual. Once again, I can only use my reasoning, but it would seem that this creature has reason to hide themselves and reason to find potential benefactors in places that were not the Azet. Although the Azet believe in chaotic creation, their form of it is, in its own way, very primal and chaotic. This creature seems more dedicated, seems more focused. And I can think of no better way for such a creature to garner comrades than to ask others if they would like an army of this new race. Of the few guilds I can think of that would appreciate such an inclination, the Orzhov already attempt to enslave their followers through the means of debt and other less savory means even than that. As well as much as I hate to mention it, some wings of the Azorius. I cannot keep all of my followers in line, after all. If you were looking for his whereabouts, there are a few places I can think of that would be dangerous enough for him to hide in now. You will not like the answers to any of these. I can think, since these places have recently come into a version of their own growth and chaos, the Azure Terrace The Crimson Peaks and the Everdead Moors seem like the most prime suspects to me. From what I have gathered of Tahasa Ura, it would seem that another entity entirely has taken that domain. And I believe it is not an entity that would want any other prying individuals, which this crow, raven, wraith, or Riggins, perhaps, would be able to step foot in without a confrontation most of the time. That is what I can glean. Is there anything else that you seek insight on?
There is also the matter of Clint. Got any leads?
Do we want to also ask about Creed?
Oh, I suppose we could ask about Creed.
Of which do you find more pressing?
I mean, Clint is the more immediate, and we do have somewhat of an idea of where Creed is.
I will be honest. I have not heard of this Creed individual, nor do I know much about them. Well, I have not heard the name until you mentioned it, so unless you gave me some intelligence on what transpired with
He's
that
attached
individual,
to the sword.
That's a very long story.
it
but
is,
also he's
but
attached to the
like
sword.
like I just did with your friend Ezra, if one of you would offer the memory of what
Wait, can-
you found, I might be able to give you some insight. Also, with this Clint individual, I do have some knowledge. So which would you like first?
I mean, I'm happy to open my brain up to both, to memories of either of them, honestly. She's already been in my head. Might
She-
as well make it
as
one
as
person's
you
head.
proclaim this desire, she would look to you. I thank you, one, for your cooperation, and for your bravery as well.
When you've got nothing to lose, you've got nothing to hide. Here. She has
I
no
would
family.
love for you to roll me an insight check. You alone, please.
Oh god. Oh,
Not quite high enough, sorry.
Damn it!
She looks back down at you. The blue glow once comes again into her eyes, and you feel that presence once more in your mind, in your nervous system, and start to think back towards the memory of Creed, as well as the memory of Clint. You remember meeting Creed at first, when he was gunslinging within the streets of Ravnica. You remember following him towards journeying along with him and your other compatriots as you were looking for Snack's brother. You remember the battle you had with the Kindred King, and the choice of him throwing a bag of holding into a portable hull and transporting himself as well as the Kindred King into an entirely different plane of existence. You also remember or recollect the information that you gathered, the vision that you had while at the point of convergence, of him battling against different entities and keeping them at bay. But it seemed close to him not being able to do so any longer. As
I
you
believe also
recollect,
I was the one who had that vision of him.
you
right?
are. Yep.
Yeah.
Because you were, I can't remember why. I would have to watch the video to find out. But you did have that vision, and well, I believe it's because you scryed upon him actually.
Yeah, I had
and
that orb.
yes, and when you did, that's what you saw. You, upon giving her this information, as well as some deep-rooted history and unfortunate memories that you have to meander down, you give her some insight on Clint's history as well as Reed's. And as that finishes,
Or like stumble down.
yeah. It could even be said struggle down. But
Fall. Tumble.
whatever it might be, it's not pleasant, and it is hard to do so.
Am I
But
doing
you
a little
do-
better though before? Or is this
So,
meditation?
You do feel as you are going down these memories and these avenues, you do feel lighter than you did before. You also feel that the presence of this other entity is helping to safeguard against some of those more negative and awful emotions that you were having in those moments. As it finishes, she would start, since you all seemed more keen on Clint. I know that since you have known him, Clint has become, I wouldn't say a different man, but I would say he has widened his influence. He is no longer a proprietor of a single small inn. And by means that I am not entirely sure of, he has come into the ownership of many different inns and establishments across Ravnica. His influence, power, and money have given him new avenues, new ways to exploit others. Other than these things, he keeps most of his closest information hidden. And unless I was able to use my divine calling once more to glean exactly what his intentions were, he seemed less of a threat to me than most. But I can sympathize with your individual need to find justice with this individual. I do not know who he is tied to, Though, once again, through my reasoning, I have reason to believe that it is not any of the more neutral or good aligned guilds that he would be aligned with. Of those, I can think of the Orzhov, the Gruul, the Golgari. But
Not the Rakdos.
she looks towards you. Though the Rakdos are more primally aligned, they would rather set fire to inns and establishments than, call them home. I could see the Orzhov more likely than not, only for the reason that they are driven by money and greed, and a man of that
As she says that about the Orzhov, Abraham's gonna give a pat on the back to Vasul and be like, and sometimes a heart of gold.
I toughen my trunk. I just go. I can't make this sound because I don't have a trunk, but you get it.
I
Never
of
stopped you before.
course- I, of course, am speaking of the guilds themselves and not the individuals within. Much like I cannot keep all of my followers lawful, the Orzhov cannot keep all of their followers indebted to them and following their creed of tactics. As far as your friend Creed goes, I saw the blade that we all saw while tapping into Tasmare's history. That blade is powerful and is equally, if not more so, dangerous to any who may wield it. The form you saw, Ezra, of Creed, that was the blade. The form you saw before seeing him truly, of that armored bird-like entity. It was using the most physically best part of him.
Aarakocra are overpowered.
And it would seem that this blade will do so with any individual. At least, once again through my reason. I do not know exactly this blade's power, but I can tell you, if it was forged how Tasmare did so, and if it was kept secret, I can only imagine that the Kindred King had some sort of tie with this creature that you are now all opposed with Tasmare herself. This sword could potentially ruin her and her plans, but it would almost undoubtedly be a cause for ruin to one of you if you did wield it. As for Creed themselves, I have seen, at least from your vision, I have seen these lands before. He is in the northeastern part of the Azure Terrace. And he
Don't
does not
touch
have
the sword.
and he does not have much time left.
Front row. Looks like your girlfriend's got away.
You can do with all of this information as you will. And this is what I was able to offer you in your journey forward. I thought about testing all of your integrity through means of battle. And if you still wish to do so, I believe I could at least somewhat give you an idea of what you would be facing if you were to fight two dragons at their absolute prime.
I mean, that's an awfully nice offer, but what?
You know, my knees aren't what they used to be.
That's true.
Oh yeah, one more question. Is there a cure for that?
She looks at Ishmael. Oh dear. Yes, there is.
See, Ishmael, you don't have to die of old age.
She gives a once over, and it doesn't take much. But she then says, just as all things are bound by laws, whether it be nature or otherwise, magic is the same way. For you, my friend, if someone was able to cast a remove curse spell at the highest tier of magic possible, you would be restored to your rightful vitality. I, unfortunately, am unable to do so.
So much for retirement.
I have a question regarding something personal.
Certainly.
You see this anklet.
Oh my god.
It's not an anklet, it's an armband, but
It's this. Sorry. This armband, this bracelet, if you will. You think you might be able to help me out with this potentially?
she looks at it.
It is changing. Wasn't even mad at that girl the other day.
To do so, I would have to infringe on the Boris's rights. And as small as that infringement might be, I do not want to cause any more chaos or strife within Ravnica if I can help it. It is at a dire boiling point. And
That is fully understand. I've had it for this long, and I haven't been to jail any time recently, so I think I'll be all right.
But I do believe
just
that if you were to go seek out the Boros themselves, from the answers you gave here, and I could tell that they were honest, I don't think you
Can we get like a doctor's note?
Yeah, I was about to
I
ask.
prescribe
Now,
with
Is
a
there any
that-
way you might be able to put in a word?
That I would have no problem with.
Thank you.
Almost immediately, you watch as her paw lifts, and turns to open up towards you, and a literal legal document just springs into existence, floating
No
within
way.
her path. Oh yeah, she
This
is
is
the
basically a
supreme
courtroom.
legal authority. There's no doubt that she thought up the laws as quickly as you talked about the scenario, and is now giving you the document.
That is insane. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't. I cannot put into words how much I appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Just applause. He's grown so much.
You are welcome. By the way, just to let you all know, I forgot to mention at the beginning, but y'all have been in the zone of truth this whole time, because, you know.
Well, we haven't been lying. so-
Yeah. I felt no need to really, come across and say it, because I knew that. But she is the supreme legal authority. She literally has a zone of truth, just always up.
I like to lead with honesty. It's the
Sounds
greatest
way
weapon.
better than a lasso. Truth.
Yes. You. I mean, this zone of truth you practically couldn't escape because you'd have to fall 700 feet to do it.
Right.
But
Jump to your death, liar.
pretty much, unless you have a little vial that can turn you into a dragon, and whatever.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I shouldn't say little; it's not that little. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
is there any other question you may have? Any other inquiry that needs guidance?
I'm finally here.
Question.
Any questions you have, sir?
Oh yeah. Hesperia, I have one question.
Hmm.
If and when the objectives of this group are satisfied, as in saving the world and all, will it be possible for me to return to my plane?
Could you show me your memories on the matter?
Yeah, I'll show her.
All right.
Man's like, can I just peace out?
No, I said if
After,
and when
yes.
we finish.
Right. As you allow her presence to fold into your mind, you start to recollect how you got here, as well as where you came from and what you had to deal with leading up to this point. There are two things I could offer you, Apple. I can
Yes.
offer you a way home that would be within my realm to do so. And you do see her, this is the first time that, she has looked away from you all as you have been here, and just kind of looks up at the sky. If I am still here when all is said and done, I can give you a way home. Or I can give you some answers and perhaps avenues to seek out this Dragon Queen that caused you to lose everything that you held dear.
Oh, both are very, very tempting.
I will let you
promise-
know if you take the avenue towards Tiamat. I cannot ensure that you will make it back home.
What do you mean, like the knowledge versus the guaranteed path when we're done? Is that what you're saying?
What I am saying is that if I give you the avenue towards Tiamat, and you take it, you will be out of my hands. You will find a new journey presented to you. And whether that ends in her demise, yours, or something more, I do not know.
There's so much to do now. Not sure if I can justly make a decision on the answer.
And that
May
is
I
not,
return?
that is not what I am asking you to do at the moment.
What are you asking of me?
I'm simply giving you the options that you asked. It still needs to be seen that I will be here standing before you and able to enact it. And with Ravnica in the state that it is these days, there's no guarantee of anything.
Then I desire the knowledge.
The knowledge to be brought back home.
No. The latter.
Of to be brought to Tiamat.
Yes. But to be
Is this-
clear, I
Go ahead.
must stay here for now until our quest is finished.
If this is a burden you wish to carry, I can only offer you the avenue after Ravnica is peaceful, anyways.
And
Without
so
the
it
guild,
shall be.
without the guild pact properly in its place, my power is not fully realized.
And so it shall be.
Any other inquiries? If not, our time here will finish.
I've done nothing wrong. When you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here.
What?
You have to deal with the repercussions.
Well, I have sincerely enjoyed meeting all of you, though we may come from different backgrounds, different ways of life. You all seem to be well within the laws of what is good and what is right, as far as I can see. as I continue to keep my eye on you, I hope that stays true. And I wish you the best of luck. As she says these things, she steps back up on top of the foremost tower and rests once more. And as the DM, as long as you have no more inquiries of Isperia, you will start to descend. So speak now, or forever hold your peace.
Where's...
Hello.
Oh, Matt. Oh, Matt.
Jeez.
Oh,
This is so loud.
Are you gonna ask something, Matt?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was waiting for, Anyway, I got a question.
Okay, please ask away.
It's kind of one question that, it's about the Orzhov, you see.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Who is the third leader of the Orzhov? I know Evaria Volos and I know Andoros, but I need to know the third. Big Sphinx.
Okay, one second.
seeks knowledge.
No, and I love this question because my friend,
It's me.
would love to speak upon this matter, but this creature, in the only thing I can give you is its name. It has eluded any attempts at finding information. I even have some contacts within the Demir who have not been able to ascertain its true nature.
Oh.
Its name, however, is Severus Vulcan.
Severus Voltan?
I will type it so that you have it.
Is he related to Severus Snape?
No.
They're one and the
But-
same.
Severus.
You know what? Sure, it is Severus
Severus
Snape. You have fun with that. No, it's Severus Vulcan is how it is pronounced.
Vulcan. Oh, Vulcan. Severus.
Please turn to page 394.
And that's all you got about him.
This creature has, through means that I yet understand, not even been able for me as an individual to use my divine calling to find information on. He has been an enigma since the day his name was first mentioned in the Orzhov itself.
Oh. That's pretty hardcore.
A creature that loves to stay hidden is a creature most paranoid and most dangerous. Especially to those
You know
who are
what they
seeking the
say.
answers.
Keep it hidden. Keep it safe.
Close enough for my liking.
Oh, wow. That gave me nothing.
I'm sorry. There is
No, I'm not mad
Gave
at
you a
you. I'm
name?
just mad at what you gave me.
There's only so much
Ah.
I can give.
No, that was perfect. Thank you. Got a name, everybody? Okay, that's my question.
Was there anything else?
I have something, but I don't know how much you'll know about it, but I still feel like I should ask.
Any and all questions can be asked, whether the answer is there or not.
When I used my scrying orb to check on Amandra, I always saw kind of where she was, but didn't recognize it.
Would you like me to peer and see if I can?
Yes.
The same bluish light coats her eyes. She once again enters your consciousness. As she does so, I'm actually going to have to roll a check for her because...
To see if she knows where it is.
Uh-huh.
Come on, roll good. I don't always wish.
we'll
I usually
see,
wish
we'll
for you to
see.
roll bad, Torin. But
I
in
know,
this
I
case,
know,
I
I'm
want
aware.
you to roll good.
Well, I mean, of the creatures you could ask, she definitely has a high history, so we'll see. Okay. As she peers into your mind's eye, though I may not know the exact location, there were the building, the iconography, the construction and make of her cell. The old stone reveals that it could be one of the Dread Towers. These were mostly found in the most northern parts of Ravnica.
They sound pleasant.
I can think we have already made some headway into our reasoning behind where the crow may be, but I believe one of those such towers is within the Everdead Moors. You may want to start your search there.
Would I know where that is, Torin?
Your map,
Personally don't
which I
know.
will give to you real quick. Just a second. Whoop, whoop. Oh, come on. Here we go. Okay. The Everdead Moors are right here. And you can even see on the map, there's a big old tower right there.
Yeah, and a big sea as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Currently, you all are here. Thrice-Seen, which is where you were, you know, before you teleported away, is right there. And yeah, there's the tower right there.
Hey, Torn.
Yeah.
So when Snack was with Alistair,
Huh?
he said, and this is what I wrote down, so I don't know if if this is helpful at all.
Go for it.
But that the Azure Terrace had not been active for millennia.
Yes.
So
several, in fact.
yeah. So does that? I mean, she mentioned that was a place where the crow could.
Yes.
Possibly be.
So he said it hadn't been active for several millennia.
Does he mean like for business or
just
not active at all?
So, the Azure Terrace, what he meant by active is that like people could go through the Azure Terrace for that millennia. Once it became active once more, it was known previously in history as a lightning field, which basically means that anywhere at any time when you were in the Azure Terrace, lightning could strike in multiple places in the same spot twice, quite often. It was literally asking for a death sentence if you were going to travel through there when it was active, and it has started to be active once more.
Okay. Yeah, because I wrote that the trade route was sectored off from there, and it was basically a death sentence to travel.
Yep, because it is a literal lightning field now that it is active once more.
And then I wrote that the Everdead Moors are growing faster than ever before, and they're closing in on. I wrote Briar. Oh, okay. Then I wrote that wrong. It's a seaport, I think.
Yes, Thrycine is where you all had
Thrycine. I must have. This is why I need you to write stuff down for me.
I know.
I think I write it. I'm like trying to phonetically.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
Most things I will be able to tell you. The one thing I cannot tell you, and I am hoping that you have in your notes because I can't for the life of me remember it, and I do not know why. Is the familiar that the myriad of the mundane, the proprietor there, his name was Zell, and he had a little candle cat, and I cannot remember that freaking thing's name. I remember it started with a P, but I can't remember it.
I think I wrote that down.
I think I was
really
hoping.
enjoyed
I know
that.
you enjoyed it a lot. That's what I was hoping. I was banking on it.
It's Picard.
Picard. Okay, good.
Picard? You named it Picard?
Well, remember you had
Not
to say his
Picard,
name.
but like Peckard, I remember.
Peckard. Yeah. I
I
might
was
have
like,
said it.
wait,
Okay.
Picard, I love Picard.
Not Picard. Not like
I
Captain
was so excited there for a second because I thought I'd missed a Star Trek reference. And I was such a big sad.
We all were saying his name.
So,
like,
is that with an A at the start or an E?
I put an A. I put Pacard.
I'll take it. I don't care.
I wrote
like
but
that. I just needed to remember the name.
Spell things pretty well. So.
That I don't care. It does not matter.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm the only one that can read my notes. And even then, I'm like, is that right? Okay, so those are the two places that I had talked to him about, and then I didn't remember having anything on the Crimson Peaks, which was the other place. So
yes, the Crimson Peaks have not really been talked about amongst your group.
Okay, other than just that would be a dangerous place. for him
That
to
it had become active again, and you all had an inkling like this. Both these places were places that a red dragon and a blue dragon could hole up and start to make things happen if they were in their vicinity. So you were definitely thinking of, oh, maybe we should possibly investigate those places after whatever you were gonna be doing otherwise, or in lieu of the thing you were gonna be doing otherwise. So
Corin,
yes.
would you be able to share this map and the district map at some point in the Discord?
No.
You don't have to do
Why
it
would
right
I do
now.
that?
We're not allowed to know things, Emma.
Well,
Yes.
we should
Give me
try to engage.
as soon as this session ends. You want this map, and was there another thing you would like?
The 10th district map. Just to, it's nice to have to
Okay.
like remind myself
Yes.
where things are.
Yes, absolutely. I can do both those. Just if you want them, please send me a reminder because I do forget very quick.
Yes, I
He-
could do that.
He does forget.
I also forget, so I will try to do that. Oh, there's a cat coming to the camera.
Oh, I see. All right. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to know from Isperia?
I don't think I have any more questions.
I know. I feel like I should ask something, but I'm like,
That I
yeah.
can think of, at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do
she
you-
did
do
give
you
you a
mind if
lot of
I-
useful information. So
She
Do you mind
did.
If I
Yes.
ask something kind of personal.
Oh, here we go. Like Victor and Vasul and Apple.
From what I
Um,
have seen,
This
I
is
do
good
not mind.
stuff, though.
I would actually like to. God, she doesn't probe brains without permission, though.
No?
What is there a way to like reach out
To her? With your
Can I
brain?
make my brain open?
We all know each other's shit. Just say it out loud.
I just
So,
would like to know.
if you would like
how-
to try to make your body language, your all intents and purposes of you open, roll me an insight check for yourself,
Just
please.
point at your head.
Yeah.
24.
I would say that you can make every bit of you stand out as open. Whether that garners what you are wishing for, I don't know what you want. So, we'll see.
I guess you're knowledgeable about things going on in the city. I was just wondering if my brother is well. I know it's probably a waste of your time.
You do make yourself as open as possible. One thing, this creature, through just your very slight interactions with it, and anytime that you all have used words, like, your interaction has been very slight, but she seems like she trusts you pretty strongly. You can tell that her insight is quite... what would be the word? Either impressive or refined or experienced, whatever it might be. She has a lot of insight. As you leave yourself completely open, she, without any hesitation, that blue light fills her eyes once more. And now you feel a consciousness inside yourself that is not your own. And she starts to travel back into your recollection and into your past, looking for keys and signs of your brother.
She would see that the last time we spoke was about, God, I can't remember how old my character is for it. Oh yeah, so it would be around 7 years ago when I left the Simic.
Was it I'm guessing it was a harsh interaction?
With the family, yes. With the brother, it was more... The brother's like the only good relationship left, but even then, still estranged.
Mm. As much as I
haven't been back to the Combine since, so I wouldn't.
As much as I wish to reunite you and your brother, for the laws of family are strong indeed. You know of him, but I do not. And in a way that is a blessing. If he was doing something that I had to keep my eye on, he could be in some grave territory.
I'll take no news as good news then.
She is still waiting, but if nobody answers with a question, she will let you all leave.
I've got nothing else.
All right.
Oh, I'm debating, but I don't think I have enough information for her to give me any information.
I mean, she has literally not acted like you all need to leave at any given point. You could probably stay
host.
here for the rest of the day if you wanted to, and just keep asking
Just
her
ask questions.
Yep.
All right. Is there any? Have you ever seen an elf with the same color eyes as me? It's
Mm,
very. It's the only thing that I know about my dad.
Let me. 1 second. I haven't seen an elf that shares your eye color, though I do recall several years back of one of my conductors listing some kind of domestic disturbance with an elf who had these strangely purple eyes. I could look into it.
That's closer than I've ever gotten before.
I will have to give you information post haste. However, I do not have it at hand.
I'll nod.
Oh, Sphinx.
Yes,
Oh,
I have a
no.
question.
I may have an answer.
So, can you tell me more about Andros, leader of the Orzhov, the fierce vampire hunter fella?
So,
Anything you know about his ambitions?
most of what I can give you is what all heard. But I am sure that you are looking for something a little bit deeper than that.
I hear that if something goes wrong with the Orzhov, that he has some contingencies set up. I was wondering if you knew what those contingency plans might be.
For a creature as resilient as Andros, he most likely has an untold amount of tunnels that reach into the underbelly of Ravnica. Where those all lead, I am not certain. But if you wanted to keep track of such a creature, it would be best to either place something on him magically, though I doubt he would allow such a thing. My guess is that he holds on his person an item that can keep that from happening. So if you ever find yourself in close proximity to him, and if you have someone who can get close to him unnoticed and take that item off of his person, he would become far easier to track.
Oh,
But once again, this is only through my deduction and through my reasoning.
right, sure. And I give her a wink. Not that kind of wink. I mean, like,
I understand
I'm in
completely
on
what
your
you meant by
joke.
the wink. She gives no indication of what her intention or thought is behind the wink or behind what information she just gave you, just purely stoically has told you the information.
Nice. Oh, Sphinx. I'm just gonna keep asking questions.
Yes, my trunked friend.
So I've recently begun a courtship with Soleil. Okay, you following?
I am following. You are not the first suitor.
No, but I'd like to be the last suitor.
Lol.
I see. Well,
Not in any kind of possessive way. I mean, I'm in love with the gal.
as far as the debates of the heart go, I am sorry to say that I will be of not much help to you, my friend, not in that regard. The
And he's
heart,
visibly upset.
the heart is a chaotic thing. And it is governed by very, very few laws. In fact, I don't know that I know one of them.
Oh. Same. Big same. Oh, Sphinx.
Yes.
If I wanted to ask you questions beyond now, so I'm just wandering through the streets, can I reach you? Do you have a number, a fax machine, something like that?
This, unfortunately, until all of Ravnica is once restored to its proper order, will be the only time that you can ask me questions.
What?
I have far more to do with my time. And the fact that you are garnering this much of my time is already a blessing in itself.
Amen. Well, Sphinx, thank you so much for your answer and for the blessings. Blessing!
A blessing!
You are most welcome. And I wish you all good luck.
You're a
fortune,
cool cat.
And that the laws of the world might find favor in you on your travels ahead. For you certainly will need it. As that last bit of cryptic, hopeful wishes is brought to you all, the dais starts to recede to the ground. And you eventually find yourselves once again at the base of the tower. Where would you like to go, and what would you like to do?
Loaded flush.
It was a lot to take in. My
It
hand
was
is
an awful
tired.
lot to take in. And if, yeah, I mean, if you guys are done with the session, we can call it there. I've got you till 8, unless you want to proceed into the woodwork.
We've got time to kill Flint. Let's go.
Time to kill Clint.
Clint with a
All right.
C.
Well, yes. Well, give me
Who
just a
fucking
moment.
cares what his name is?
I'll go to the bathroom while you guys are discussing.
Oh, Sphinx.
Oh, thanks.
Do you ever stop and think, what if we were actually, in D&D, and if we were our actual characters? But we would. I'm not explaining this well.
Go on.
No, it's okay.
Now,
You try to
now I'm
embody.
intrigued.
I imagine you're
What
thinking
types of
of something
dreams have you been
dirty to
having?
do with your trunk.
That was Vasul a few months ago. He's a changed Loxodon.
Which we discussed earlier is only half of the time that we've spent together in Ravnica time. So
It's crazy.
it's true. Yeah. 2 months ago.
Abraham has a
Been
brother.
Almost 5 years for us.
Yeah, okay.
I've got a whole family I'm estranged from.
He's got a fucking family, man.
Another
I never
5
even knew that.
You start thinking about things after
I
you
was
fucking
just
die.
Yeah, I'd say.
Ah,
I bet.
please. You're back to life.
He
You're
says,
fine.
"Oh, please."
Exactly, and that's
please.
why I have the capacity to contemplate my estrangement from
His
my
family.
family.
Dying once, that's nothing.
Right. Oh my god.
Yeah, you already know how to die, so
Give it
dying
a couple
twice
times,
should be
and then
easier.
you really start thinking. It gets easier each time.
Can anybody cast remove curse other than
I'm not
Ishmael?
high enough level. He said at the
Oh,
highest level.
That's
none,
the problem.
none of us can cast a ninth
Level
level
8.
spell.
So it's ninth.
The
Okay.
Sphinx
Nine.
couldn't either. She said she couldn't do it either.
Because we asked that fucking question about the dragon.
Yeah, my highest level spell right now is the 7th level. So I'm
Okay.
2 off.
Ishmael wants to
Oh.
remain old. Ishmael does not want to be young anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say you even said I was looking forward to retiring. I was like, okay.
I mean, have you? I forget. Have you visited the Boros since you've,
Aged.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
lot.
there while everybody was talking about stuff, but we never talked about what I did. Yeah,
Right. I
that's okay.
mean, you probably would have got some remarks about it and possibly, I don't know, solutions, possibly, if you wanted them.
Yeah, I figured. It's okay.
Yeah, figured.
Is there any negative impacts right now besides the fact that he's just old? That
Not-
Torn's being nice and not giving me negative impacts.
Like, yeah, just as strong and.
Yeah, so
Just-
I am
yeah.
being nice.
Don't
I
ruin
don't,
my
I
role
don't,
play.
I don't, I
aging
don't
doesn't
want to
really
do it,
affect any
but
stats.
technically what I should do is just give you like a -2 to all of your physical attributes.
Ugh, then I
I-
gotta get it fixed.
I mean, I won't do that
Until.
until something happens. Like if you sustain something that could be a fatal injury, if you get cursed in a different way, if you there's a lot of things that I could be like, yeah, it's
So
extra bad for
even
you.
one little change would be really bad.
Uh-huh.
It's fair. It's fine. I like to gamble.
It's fine.
Living on the old edge.
Oh, bye, AJ. Okay.
I'll see
Bye,
you
AJ. Have fun.
later.
Yes.
Have a good night.
He's already gone. And we're like,
Oh yeah, no, I totally get it too. Like
Yeah.
he has to go.
gotta go.
Yep.
Glad we had him for that long.
Yeah, same here.
Seriously.
Yeah, getting
Your
through
dad
all of
life.
Isperia stuff, that is what I was looking for with
Yeah.
everybody here, and that's more than I could ask for. So
Right.
Ezra could buy a scroll. All of her platinum.
you I
He
mean you
also-
can look for a scroll of remove curse at 9th level if you would like to.
We also have
Ah.
43,000 gold in our bank.
I mean, it sounded like
I'm
Jordan
about
was
to
giving you
spend
some
all of it,
answers
so don't
if you
worry
just
about it.
roleplay going to.
I mean, it's
We could
possible
do
that could
we
happen.
could do some shopping.
Your
No,
the highest
you wouldn't
member
even
of
have
your
to
guild
spend any.
literally is an angel, and there's a lot of angels in the Boros. I mean,
So.
I mean, if you want to figure it out, you probably can.
You could just roleplay that part. Easy peasy.
Totally could.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
once
also,
you die.
it's entirely up to you. If you want to be old, you can be old. I don't care.
You guys won't let me kill my character. In...
I
Is
mean,
that what
feeling
you're trying
oppressed.
to do?
Won't allow
so
it.
so here's the thing. I kind of already tried to do that when
I know,
Alral
and
was
I
gonna
ruined
take
it.
your ass,
It was
and then
gonna be
yeah,
so
you
cool.
you ruined it.
Ruined
By
it twice.
spinning for
Then
help.
you went help, and then you ruined my life.
Exactly. Exactly.
You got me killed.
You can't say that anybody else is
Ishmael
ruining
feels
it because
guilty. He doesn't
you
wanna
could have got
feel
rid of
this
your
guilt
character
anymore.
way
He
long
wants to be
ago.
old and
Long
die.
time ago.
It
Guilty
sounds like
guy.
Ishmael needs a therapist or a guided
Right?
meditation.
There you
It
go.
worked wonders for me.
Or
It did.
Or-
Nope.
he needs to take a break, and a different party member needs to come in. One of those.
Dun dun dun.
Wait, what?
There.
That is
You're
always
coming in.
That's something
If
that
that's
can
what he
happen.
wants, you
Like
know.
if one of the parties like, you know what, I'm just too fucking tired. I'm done. And they
To play D&D or to
so-
play the
no, no,
character?
no, no, no.
No,
The
the
player,
character.
sorry.
You
The
can
player
retire
character.
your
Okay, I'm
character
just
when
trying to
Um,
understand.
So their character. So there's been many a time when I've played as a character and I've been like, you know, I've been playing this character and I would like to try something else out. And so
Okay,
that
okay.
character goes off and does something else.
Oh,
While
I
the
see. You don't
rest
kill
of the
them, they're
characters
just
are like, oh, we
yeah.
still need to figure this shit
Ishmael
out.
walks off into the distance to figure out how not to be old anymore. The end.
Okay.
I mean,
Goodbye.
yeah, if you want to go with that route, and that is what you do while they are off saving Amandra, that is totally fine.
So
In
then
fact,
do you
I
play
was-
a temporary character while that other character's gone?
Unless he doesn't
Yeah.
want
It's
to.
like what, it's
which I
like
doubt.
What,
I mean, it was
Isaiah
kind of
did
what Tom. Well,
Isaiah
he-
did
okay.
that when
Well,
Abe was
he
gone.
died
Right.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, but he still played a
But yeah.
temporary.
I
character.
was
No,
I was
know.
aware that at the end of the dungeon there would be an opportunity for Abe to come back.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't realize that. 'cause I
Yes,
was
no,
really-
Torrin let me
he
know.
asked me the question like after everyone else had left, and I'm like, yes, there is an opportunity. Like
Oh.
I
because
was like, am I done with the
Yeah,
monk?
'Cause
I let him know,
really
like,
thought that,
at the
yeah.
heart of the astral convergence, of course there's gonna be some kind of creature that could, grant frickin' wishes. Like, that was a big enough problem that unless something that strong was, coming there to protect it, there was no repairing that situation.
There was, yeah. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that unheard of. I mean, I'll miss if you do decide to retire Ishmael. I'll miss having the damage output.
Seriously.
And also the fact that Ishmael is Abe's friend, damn it, and that's why I won't let him die. Abe has been hard trying to be Ishmael's friend since session 1. The gruff Minotaur paladin.
And see, I would love if Ishmael was like, I don't care. I'm old now, whatever. That means retirement's closer. And then Abraham's like, no, we're figuring it out, you son of a bitch.
You're not leaving us.
Be friends, damn it.
That's pretty much how I'm feeling at the moment. It's like Ishmael doesn't really give a fuck, but if other people care, I mean, he'll go along with the ride.
Of course we care about you. I've saved your ass so many times. God damn it.
Ishmael's fine. Not worried.
Well, however
Plus,
you want
it's
to
kind
proceed
of
with
fun.
that.
Like, you can, because it's old, you can like role play differently.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Keep your character, but like be different.
right. Yeah, I support whatever any of you guys want to do. That being said, what do
Makes
you all
you
want to
look
do
great.
right now?
I need +3 legendary armor.
I mean, you can go try and find some if you would like. Whether you'll be able to buy it or not, I can't tell you that.
Let's buy a
Probably-
house.
probably
And
can't.
we can decorate it.
Oh my gosh. We'll each have our own room.
Yeah, who needs to focus on this stuff? We can just buy a house. and
We can
decorate.
just decorate.
Right. Somebody
You know,
else will
I was
take care.
thinking
Like
that when everyone was
somebody
asking
else
their
will become the
questions.
hand of the guild pact, and they'll take care of all this shit.
And they'll,
Someone else
yeah,
will
we
build
don't
this.
have to be stressed. No. So I thought, weren't we going to find? Isn't the next thing Clint, or is it not? now?
Yeah,
I
the
don't
next
know.
thing I think
That
will
was what we
be
planned.
beginning our investigation
Okay, I thought so.
into figuring out where
Name
Clint
is Frank.
Frank is
What?
Victor's beetle, you dummy.
Yeah, that is Frank. Yeah,
What
that's a
about, what
different.
about my
Frank is a
beetle?
beetle.
He keeps confusing Clint with Frank.
Did Frank have
Yo.
any questions? Frank didn't ask.
No, I think the only thing Frank wanted to do was probably crawl up somebody's butthole, and he's not allowed to do that anymore. So
Butt
Mainly
crack,
Abe's.
to be fair, but you know.
butt crack. Pardon me.
There's a difference.
There
Yeah,
is, because
mine-
I don't think he'd
Yeah,
actually
that's like,
crawl up
that's a
somebody's
little
butthole.
personal.
Yeah. Okay,
Well, I
okay.
thought. Oh yeah, that's.
Is he
Yeah.
small enough to do that?
Yes.
I mean,
He's
he
that
could if he
small?
wanted to.
He's that small
I-
that he could
I
go
think
into a
he used to
butthole?
be.
Oh,
that
yeah.
small. He might be bigger now, but like he hides on my body.
I mean,
so like
I will say he's small enough, and I don't like that we're having this conversation, but you did ask. He's small enough that it would require some stretching, but yes, he could.
Okay. Well, I was thinking him more as like a stink beetle, so like bigger, I guess, in my head. So this is just changing my
Right,
view of
right.
what
Yeah,
I
no,
was
he's about that
picturing
big.
Frank is.
With some stretching, you
Oh,
could make it in there.
good.
Yeah,
Gross.
so that's what we said.
Gross.
Was Abraham shut
Okay,
her
so
off.
he is around the size of like a stink beetle, though.
Mhm,
Like,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what
pretty
he
close
is.
to that.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe even a little bit bigger.
Jesus.
well,
Jesus,
anyways.
take the wheel.
Yeah. So no, he has no questions. He's just doing
He
Frank
has
things.
no question.
Ship has sailed anyway.
Yeah.
I can just
No
do
more
it right
questions.
now. Oh, thanks.
Running down the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right. Well, I will not keep anyone because it does sound like people are tired and their brains are already fried from all the information that I gave you. So
Yeah,
Well,
I was trying to
was a
absorb it all.
lot. There was a
Yes.
lot of
I was
information.
trying to
So-
absorb it all, and I'm just like, you're like, so what's next? And I'm just like,
I'm
Oh,
totally fine with you all
man.
saying, you know what, I really can't, and we just go in to the next session, being refreshed, being ready to start whatever adventure needs to be taken.
I think also just coming off of a long break, it's like.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
"Oh, what?
Not
What?"
only did I give you a massive lore dump, I also did it right after a long break. So I completely understand.
hey man, it gets us,
I like
gets us
how
back in the
you
swing of
offered
things.
It
us
really does.
To be like, oh, let's battle the fucking Sphinx too while we're at it. Fuck it.
And we'd all be like,
How
what
do
is
you
my
play this
character
fucking
do again?
game?
How do I attack? Yeah, for me, I can speak.
I
for
mean,
me.
yeah, she
I
did
would
technically
say that.
offer, hey, do you want, I mean, I can give you an idea.
She did say that, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, should we take her up on that? That seems weird.
I don't know.
we
This
need
is what it would
like
be
5 more
to battle
levels.
2 dragons.
See, this is why
Are we-
we're doing questing before we deal with the dragons, though, because we would have gotten our ass whooped.
That is the reason that I am
What,
giving you
did we
guys
get a
one more
blessing?
quest.
What is this blessing you guys said to talk about?
She just
Oh,
said that
Yeah.
that the time that she had given you was basically
Was-
basically a blessing on herself. Saying that the information is basically a blessing.
alright.
You guys have enough blessings and shit. I don't need to give you more. I'm gonna be honest. I don't.
Give me a free feat, coward.
yeah.
I already
Yeah.
did.
Ow.
Give me another one.
No.
Oh boy.
I need it for personal reasons.
I just need like 3 more legendary
We need more
items.
armor.
Yeah, just that I don't have to be attuned to.
Then
Just
I
let
have
you
to
know.
have it.
Except for the armor that has lightning resistance. It's not gonna help against a dragon's breath weapon, dumbass.
Okay, so there's a lightning resistance one. I need that one.
So
And I
here's the
need,
thing.
like,
At least 2 of
7
your party members already have that. I know that much. I'm pretty sure it's Vasul and Victor.
Victor.
Mhm.
Oh, what? Sorry. What
So
am I
y'all
doing?
You guys have
You
blue
have a lightsaber, it's
scale.
Armor.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what type of armor, but you do.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
can walk through those
Scale mail.
fields, just the 2 of you then.
Just the two of us.
Holding hands.
To be fair, it gives you resistance. It does not give you immunity. So even then, walking through that lightning field might be a little bit tough.
I bet.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I think once we
Spend
hit
all this-
level 16, I'll be able to get the feat that I want. and all will be well.
Is it awesome?
It's deeply tied to my bond.
Oh.
Wow, you should be a DM. It's cryptic as fuck.
I thought about taking it when we hit level, well, no, as the free feat, but I decided to take Crusher because it was more immediately useful.
And it's come up never.
It has once or twice.
Crusher?
Hey man, it
Barely know her?
Barely know.
Had to get one in.
You had to.
Also, the forced movement would be a lot more meaningful
Alright.
if I wasn't fighting gargantuan
I'm going to stop the
creatures
recording there, but
constantly.
please keep talking amongst yourselves.
The
We're
problem
gonna